Hello guys, in this video I want to do a deep dive on the implementation in my project of this plugin that allows you to create rivers and lakes in a few clicks with very high quality, as you can see from these shots. I would like to point out that the creators of this tool did not ask me to advertise. In the description you can find the link to the marketplace page. Once you are ready to work, simply combine the tool with a previously created project. This is the newly imported folder containing everything needed for creating rivers, lakes and oceans. We'll start with the rivers, but stay until the end of the video because I reveal how I did the lake, created from a custom shape, a job that required hours of trial and error. But before starting, let's look carefully at the following settings under Project Setting. First thing. Let's look for Generate Mesh Distance Fields. Turn it on. And then we search Stencil until we find Stencil Path. Enable it. Now, if you have viewing problems like the completely black river, for example, I had a similar problem taking the project from 5.03 to 5.1. It is very important to go to the project settings, looking for velocity path. Put the second choice and not the first selected item. This will fix the problem. As you can see, there are various metrics to change. They determine various specifications of the river. Such as the direction of the current, the speed, the opacity of the river, the luminance based off the time of day, and various other parameters. This instead determines the movement that the entire river performs on a specific axis. Now let's look at the material the river is made of. There are various presets. As you can see, this is transparent. It shows through. And this is the non-transparent version. There is also a much lighter mobile version. As you can see, it creates this dark water around our view, and its non-transparent counterpart. Let's get back to the BPR transparent, looking for the material to which the preset is associated. It can be found in Material, Water, Rivers, and precisely it is BPR transparent. This. You can see here the complexity of the master material. Now we won't see all these nodes because it would cause huge headaches. But to make you understand, I will try to change the base color choosing orange, just to try. Attaching it to the base color, we can see that the river turns orange, so we are sure that we are using the correct material relating to the preset, as you can see in this implementation. Here you can modify the origin of the material to have as much customization as possible. Now let's look in more detail at the implementation of the caustic effect. This is the landscape shader, where I can paint various textures of the ground. I have created an image that represents a dark ground, and on that texture I have added this node, which is the caustic effect. On the emissive color. The node that determines the caustic effect is copy-paste from its material, easily found under the caustic texture folder. At this point I can paint, to create the caustic effect under the river, combined with the dark ground texture. Our work is completed. Now, instead, I want to talk about the lake. Let's go under the blueprint folder. Select the lake and move it inside the scene. We can expand it, and as you can see, the quality is incredible. This effect is truly spectacular. It's money well spent. Now, like in the river, we have various types of material presets, and for each preset we have our own effects. Parameters that we can modify, such as the colors of the lake surface. We have the possibility of modifying the behavior of the waves, or rather the deformation of the base shape. Now there is a problem. If I have a lake shape that is not square, but as in this case with a particular shape, how do I apply the lake material? Okay, we can take our material, which is always BPR transparent, under the lake folder material. But there is a problem. I don't have all the parameters as previously. Now, what do I do to change everything? I create a copy of the material so I do not mess with the original master material. And I call it master material test. I create an instance material of it, where I can modify all the settings I need. To be precise, let's now change the color always on a red hue. Now there is a problem. In these parameters there is no possibility of modifying the waves as I showed before. Here, this is the point I talked to you at the beginning of the video, where I explained the solution I managed to find. This is probably not the most correct move. But I discovered that here below, to the left of the main node, we have this space relating to the gesture wave. By attaching the parameters directly on this other node to the right, we directly create the editable values in the material instance. As mentioned before, this is probably the not most correct way to generate and modify waves, but in my case it worked pretty well. Here, this is my implementation in the custom lake map. I'll show you the parameters I used to get to this result. We can go and modify the opacity of the surface. Let's put a pink as a high wave, a yellow as a color in the distance, you'll see it later, and a red as a low wave. Let's go back to our original color. And we can also see other variation factors, such as reflection. Here are other useful parameters to make the lake more interesting. I played with these parameters to arrive at the result that satisfied me the most, and generally, the starting point is already excellent. These puddles, with the wave editing that was added earlier, you can give a very interesting look to the scene by changing the width of the waves. Thanks for following the video. I hope it was useful for implementing this tool in your projects. I must say that I'm very satisfied with this tool. Clearly, it's very heavy in terms of FPS. We'll have to try to find compromises in terms of optimization. Thanks, subscribe to the channel for new content related to my project and stylized tutorial. See you in the next video. Bye!